Conditionals. 8th ICSE. Learners English Grammar and Composition. Exercise. Questions Solutions. F. Identify if the following sentences are zero conditionals. ZC. First conditionals. 1C. Second conditionals. 2C. Or third conditionals. 3C. 1. ZC. If I drink coffee before bed, I can't sleep. 2. 2C. If it weren't for the rain, we could have a picnic in the park. 3. 1C. If the proposed legislation is passed, it will impact public policy. 4. 3C. If the battle had been won, the course of history might have changed. 5. ZC. If x equals 2, y will be 10. 6. 2C. If students were engaged in interactive learning, their understanding would improve. ZC. If I drink coffee before bed, I can't sleep. 2C. If it weren't for the rain, we could have a picnic in the park. 1C. If the proposed legislation is passed, it will impact public policy. 3C. If the battle had been won, the course of history might have changed. ZC. If x equals 2, y will be 10. 2C. If students were engaged in interactive learning, their understanding would improve. G. Complete the sentences by choosing the appropriate form of the verbs from the box. 1. If I had a time machine, I would revisit historical events. 2. If we acted collectively, we could mitigate the effects of climate change. 3. If 2 plus 2 equals 4, the equation is balanced. 4. If the protagonist makes the wrong choice, it will lead to their downfall. 5. If the marketing campaign was successful, we would have increased sales. 6. If the policy had been implemented, it could have addressed social disparities. 7. If the artist uses contrasting colors, the artwork brims with vibrant energy. 8. If the actor forgets their lines, the scene becomes improvisational. 9. If I were a painter, I would create vibrant and abstract masterpieces. 10. If I had been a motivational speaker, I would talk about perseverance. 11. If the therapy is effective, patients experience a positive change in behavior. 12. If the detective finds the evidence, the mystery is solved. H. Use the verbs given in column A to create conditionals given in column B. 1. Read. 0 conditional. If you read the manual, you understand the instructions clearly. 2. Calculate. Second conditional. If you calculated faster, you would solve the problems quickly. 3. Elaborate. Third conditional. If he had elaborated further, the presentation would have been clearer. 4. Sing. First conditional. If she sings tomorrow, she will win the contest. 5. Mitigate. Second conditional. If we mitigated the risks, the project would be safer. 6. Innovate. First conditional. If the company innovates, it will stay ahead of the competition. 7. Transform. Third conditional. If they had transformed the product, it would have succeeded. 8. Talk. 0 conditional. If you talk to her, she always listens. 9. Interpret. Second conditional. If you interpreted the data better, you would see the pattern. 10. Convey. First conditional. If you convey your thoughts clearly, people will understand you. 11. Sleep. 0 conditional. If you sleep early, you feel refreshed the next day. 12. Communicate. Third conditional. If the team had communicated more, the issue would have been resolved. I change the following conditionals according to the instructions given in the brackets. 1. If have more time, I will learn to play the guitar. First conditional. 2. If you heat the ice, it melts. 0 conditional. 3. If it rains, the ground gets wet. 0 conditional. 4. If she had arrived early, we would have started the meeting on time. Third conditional. 5. If they invite me, I will attend the party. First conditional. 6. If she were more punctual, she could avoid many problems. Second conditional. 7. If you were to travel back in time, what era would you choose to visit? Third conditional. 8. If it were to rain heavily, The river could flood. 0 conditional. 9. If I take the job offer, we will relocate to a different city. First conditional. 10. If you were to mix hydrogen and oxygen, you would get water. 0 conditional. J. The following sentences have errors in the conditionals. Each sentence can be corrected in 2 ways. Write both the correct sentences. 1. Incorrect. If it had snowed, we will go skiing. Correction 1. If it had snowed, we would have gone skiing. Third conditional. Correction 2. If it snows, we will go skiing. First conditional. 2. Incorrect. If they bought a new car, they will go on a road trip. Correction 1. If they bought a new car, they would go on a road trip. Second conditional. Correction 2. If they buy a new car, they will go on a road trip. First conditional. 3. Incorrect. If you had come earlier, you can meet him. Correction 1. If you had come earlier, you could have met him. Third conditional. Correction 2. If you come earlier, you can meet him. First conditional. 4. Incorrect. If I was rich, I would have bought a mansion. Correction 1. If I had been rich, I would have bought a mansion. Third conditional. Correction 2. If I were rich, I would buy mansion. Second conditional. 5. Incorrect. If he had been here, he can solve the problem. Correction 1. If he had been here, he could have solved the problem. Third conditional. Correction 2. If he is here, he can solve the problem. First conditional. 6. Incorrect. If we save enough money, we would go on a trip. Correction 1. If we save enough money, we will go on a trip. First conditional. Correction 2. If we saved enough money, we would go on a trip. Second conditional. 7. Incorrect. If you were to drop your phone, it breaks. Correction 1. If you drop your phone, it breaks. 0 conditional. Correction 2. If you were to drop your phone, it would break. Second conditional. 8. Incorrect. If I see her, I would have said hello. Correction 1. If I had seen her, I would have said hello. Third conditional. Correction 2. If I see her, I will say hello. First conditional. 9. Incorrect. If they don't apologize, I would not have forgiven them. Correction 1. If they don't apologize, I will not forgive them. First conditional. Correction 2. If they hadn't apologized, I would not have forgiven them. Third conditional. 10. Incorrect. If athletes train rigorously, they could achieve new records. Correction 1. If athletes train rigorously, they can achieve new records. 0 conditional. Correction 2. If athletes train rigorously, they could achieve new records. Second conditional.